What's good, FPA fam? It's Coach Banks tapping back in, man. So I got another food for thought topic today. This time it's gonna be for my parents. Parents, don't take this personal. I just want to kind of shed some light on some of the things that I see within youth sports that doesn't really help the athlete develop and get better when it comes to parents comparing their athletes to another kid's development. Comparison in sports is a big thing. I see it all the time. I've been doing this for 10 years, especially in youth sports. Sometimes, comparison can be the root of evil when it comes to you comparing your athlete to another athlete who's faster, stronger, maybe getting more playing time. It's just developing at a quicker rate, than your athlete. So I just want to kind of shed some light on this topic, just because I even have, a freshman that's in high school right now. And one of the biggest things that I preach to my kid all the time is that, hey man, you got to run your race. You can't focus on somebody else. You got to, make sure that you're perfecting your craft and getting better one day at a time. So, every athlete develops at a different rate. Stop rushing their timeline. The worst thing we can do as parents and as coaches is compare, our kids to other kids. We do this by saying things like, hey, why aren't you the fastest? Or why aren't you fast like him? Or, look, why can't you do what he does? He's making all of these plays. I need you to do the same thing. Or he's already starting varsity as a freshman. Why aren't you getting reps? And things like that. So I think sometimes those things come off as negative, to the athlete instead of positive reinforcement. Maybe if we change the way we speak to our athletes, it'll get them to see it a little bit different, rather than comparing. So I just want to kind of shed a few little things that I think would help when it comes down to the way we speak to our athletes. Let's start by asking questions like, are you better than you were a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? Are you stronger? Are you faster? Has your technique improved? Do you feel like your technique is improving? Is your confidence growing, within your sport? Do you understand the game a little bit better? Has coach implemented XYZ certain things, to help you get better? Those are things that I feel like the approach separates, the comparison when it comes to the way we speak to our athletes, and it's about development. At the end of the day, every kid is not going to be fast right now. Every kid is not going to be the strongest. Every kid is not going to play, the amount of, minutes and things like that that we may expect them to play, and maybe it's a reason for that. Maybe where we think as parents our kids are, they're just really not there yet. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not going to get there. It just means that, hey, they just got to keep working, they just got to keep working. And your athlete doesn't have to be ahead of everybody right now. All right. Let's focus on the moment. All right. Yeah, I understand that, hey, we want our kids to go to college and we want, for some of our kids who say they want to make it to the next level and go to the NFL and all of these things. Yeah, those are important and they got to be important to us. And we got to make sure that we invest in that time and that effort and that energy into our kids to help them get there. But the focus should solely be on development right now. All right. So they just need to keep progressing so they're prepared for what they want to accomplish each day. All right. And just remember, athletes, don't chase someone else's timeline. Run your own race. All right. Run your own race. Parents, hey, let's keep investing into our kids. Let's keep helping them push to get better and become better, and eventually, hey, you'll see. You don't have to chase anybody else's dream. Let your kid run their race. All right. I hope this helps. This is Coach Banks tapping out. I'll see y'all at the next one. Peace.